Hello everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome back to BroCraft. I know it's been a while since there's been an episode of BroCraft. It's been 4 months. I can't believe it. I'm sorry about the absence, guys, but I am back. So, there's a lot to show you guys. We've been doing a lot of work over on stream, and there's a lot of things that have changed around here. First of all, we do have 2 other members of the BroCraft community that may or may not be spending some time with us, not sure. But AK Border Patrol and Urex Supersonic are both members of our community now, and they can build on the server. Now, neither one of them streams BroCraft, but they may or may not build some stuff and work with us. I know Supersonic actually helped with a project a little bit the other day. So, yeah, that is some awesome news. In fact, if we take a look over here, we can see that bed is Supersonic's. He needs to get a place to live, but for right now, he's just chilling out in the corner of the throne room. So, that is perfectly all right. We're happy to have him. So, there's some things we got to go take a look at, and let's get started. Alright, so if you watched the last episode, you can probably guess what's behind me, but if you haven't seen the time-lapse video, you might want to check it out before watching this. There's a full time-lapse video. It's actually rather long. It came out yesterday, and it shows how this build went together and every single step of the process. But let's take a look. Alright, so here it is. This is the pyramid we've been working on for basically the last 4 months, and it's got a lot of stuff all crammed inside of it. We got a lot of detail on the outside. All 4 sides have some of these designs on them, and then there's 16 beacons coming out of it, and there's the top part. As we enter the entrance, we can see we have a giant pillager face. We have different colored beacons on the inside here, and we have this little kind of sacrificial altar here. And this is that witch farm that we were built in a previous episode. Coming on in here, we can see this is still the kill chamber here. And then we have elevators to go down to the bottom level. Now down here, we got a bunch of stuff going on. So obviously we have our witch farm underneath us, and we have our witch farm drops all in here. So we can collect up our glowstone and our redstone and whatever else we get from witch farms. But because there was so much room inside that giant pyramid, we have a portal and some farms. Well, specifically, we have 6 farms for villager trading, as well as some villagers. We're actually going to send him on his way, and then we'll talk about this system. So, what we have is we have the ability to call a villager from our villager breeder, which we can turn on and off from this lever. So that will determine whether or not we get new villagers or not. And then villagers will turn into zombies, and then we can send them on their way, and as you can see, they traveled right on through there. We can grab our inventory is rather full. Let's see, we can just get rid of those. Grab a golden apple, come on over here, we splash potion him, and then we feed him. Now he's going to convert over time into a villager. We hit that button, it sends him on his way over to here. And that will allow us to send him to one of 4 separate trading halls. There's one for myself, because if you convert the villager, he only gives you discounts. So there's one villager trading hall for myself, there's one for Knockpoint, and then there's 2 communal ones for anybody else that joins the server. And they're quite large. We'll actually go take a look at them in a little bit. Got a little detailing up in here. Yeah. Anyway, He'll transition into a regular villager again, and then we can determine where he goes. So if you want him to go to the north or to traps setup, you hit this lever to the left, or you can hit it to the right to go to the south or knock points. And then on each of these, you can determine knock point or south hall, and same thing over here. So we can ride the rails over here and head off to those trading halls. This is actually one of the communal ones, so there's no actual villagers here yet. But this is where the villagers would go. You have villagers all throughout this side, and then there's another side over there. And then there's a duplicate of this, which is actually just beyond that wall. That would be the South Hall. So that is that setup. Basically, you put their workstation right there, and then they will take a job, and you can trade with them, or you can take the workstation out and swap it around until you get the trade you want. And then once you've traded with them, obviously they're locked in. Now, if they're locked into something you don't like anymore, throw down a lever or a button, hit that, and that trap door will open and drop that villager into lava. So you don't have to manually kill them, you don't hurt your trades, you don't make the other villagers mad at you, and you'll just get rid of that guy, and then you can get a new villager in here. So that is that setup there, and this rail system is a pretty nifty setup. It gives you time to get in the cart, and then activates and goes, and it will kick you out of the cart and put the cart back in the system automatically. So you don't have to worry about any of that, you just go back and forth. Now we have our 6 automated farms. We have carrots, and this is actually completely full. So it's working quite well. The melons are completely full. Okay, this one is not completely full yet. This is our sugarcane farm. It was the last farm we built. Well, actually, I think the bamboo farm was last, but it was the second to last. This is the bamboo farm. The bamboo farm actually grows faster than the sugarcane farm. And then we have our pumpkin farm and our potato farm. Obviously, the bamboo farm is actually here to make sticks. You can trade those with Fletchers, and then everything else you can trade with farmers. So you have all this stuff set. Oh, nope. Sugarcane you can trade with. I don't recall if clerics take it, and I know the librarians do. Obviously, in the form of paper or books or whatever like that. So that is that, and that is how all this is working. Pretty cool. So let's go ahead and head on to the background and see how all of this stuff works. Now, everything you're about to see shouldn't actually ever be seen by anyone because it's fully self-contained and it should work completely on its own. No one should ever have to go back there. There's not even an access hatch right now. But we're going to go take a look. So let's do it. So to start with, we have our sugarcane farm, which is right here, and it automatically harvests the sugarcane. It detects when the farthest one grows up, and once that grows up, it will go ahead and activate just like that, where it activates this one and this one together, and you'll get anything that's in those, and they all drop down or flow down and come down here and then just go across the waterway, and it all goes up. And there's this communal waterway for these 3 farms, and it all just goes into the sorter through a waterway. And then over here we have our melon farm, which is massive. It goes all the way across the pyramid from side to side, and it's got 4 levels, so it does a pretty good job of doing watermelons pretty quickly. And they when they pop off, they get harvested and come through this waterway as well. And then this is a 3-tiered carrot farm, I believe. I can't remember. It's either the carrot or the pumpkin farm. Either way, it's one, and the other one is on the other side. And it's just that, and then it goes 3 tiers of that, and then it's that 3 tiers on this side as well. So there's 6 total farms with a total of 9 villagers. Yes, 9 villagers. Because there's a villager in each farm, and then there's a villager between each set of farms to try to receive them. And as you can hear, it's actually sending items up right now as we speak. It's getting fed carrots. So that is that. And then basically on the other side, we have an exact mirror image where this is the potato farm, I think, because that was the carrot farm. And then that is the pumpkin farm, and this is the bamboo farm. Now, the bamboo farm looks exactly like the sugarcane farm, except that it can't be triggered the same way. Over there, we detect the growth of the sugarcane by looking at the bottom sugarcane, and it changes. And you can detect that with an observer, and it will chop off the top because the bottom one grew. Now, bamboo, it doesn't sense when the top one grows on the bottom one. So the bottom block doesn't alter its state, so an observer can't tell that it's changed. And as such, it doesn't work that way. So what we had to do over here was we actually added this on the back side. So this is a little timer setup. Basically, it works off of an etho hopper clock. But instead of detecting the edge, what we do is we actually do a signal strength pulse off of this, and as it gets to level 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it will activate these torch towers one at a time, which will do each cell separately. And so that's how we're getting the signal off of this, and that's how we're collecting up the bamboo. And then this is the two trading halls, the north and south one. That is my trading hall. And then over there is Knockpoint's trading hall. And then these are the beacons. They're all made out of iron right now, because we had plenty of iron when I first started doing this. Now we have plenty of gold. Well, I guess we had plenty of gold too, but we did iron. And they're all evenly spaced. And then this over here is the villager breeder, which is essentially one of these farms all over again, but it just sends villagers out the backside with beds instead of sending produce to the center guy. So that's how that works. And then this is the rail system for the villagers back here, and the exposed rail system is the rail system for the villagers over here. It also does go underground a decent amount, because obviously it goes under the storage room. Then over here, this is the track to my villager trading hall, and there's one just like it for Knockpoints. And then this is the track, and it goes under the ground to get to the north and south hall. They're down there. So that is that. That is how this is all working. So this is one of the 3 big things I wanted to show you guys, but there's 2 other things I wanted to go over real quick that have happened on the server since I last saw you. Alright, so for starters, we've been talking about putting a wall around the village for quite some time, and just wanted to make sure we had all the buildings in there before we did so, and then we need to do the paths and the lighting inside the village once the wall's up. But the wall was the big next step that we really needed to get to, and we started that process. And there we go. That is what it's looking like right now. We got it. It needs to still continue off in this direction, but it's about halfway done, and we can get up close to it. Let's see here. So we have these little waterway entrances, and on this one we have these statues. I don't know how many of them are going to get the statues, but we'll definitely be doing that. And we have this walkway up top, and there's a staircase in here to go up to the very tippy top. And so this is what this looks like up here. And then if you take the staircase down, you end up in the lower section. And down here, we have these hallways all the way through. So you can't see outside, but they have hallways all the way through. And then there's these entrances here, just like so, on the inside of all the towers that have an inside-facing wall. All right, let's take a quick nap. Oh, so nice and early. All right. So, unfortunately, we haven't actually yet done the staircases in any of the towers but that one. But they should all have that same staircase design. But, other than that, this is fully built all the way along here. all the way back here. Across this this opening here, and this is kind of what we're doing over these big bridge areas. Just a floating hallway kind of thing, allowing for the waterway entrances again. And then it continues back here, comes across here, comes right on through here, and then this is where we've gotten to. And then eventually it's going to just continue off in this direction, and this is all behind the castle now. And it's going to follow this path here. Up to here. Oop. So yeah, it's going to come across here, and then all the way through here. And then I think we're actually going to get rid of this mountain, because we didn't like that it kind of blocked the backside of the church anyway. And that'll make it easier to build this wall. So we're just going to chop that mountain down, probably leave it as kind of like a little hill, but not so mountainous. And then over here, we are headed right on back through this little forest here. So we'll have to chop down some trees and meet up with the wall there. And that is the village wall, which is pretty cool, I think. I like it. I like the design. Knockpoint and I spent several hours just kind of mocking this up and figuring out what we wanted, and I think it turned out pretty nice. It's got a lot of detail in it. It's a pretty simple palette. It kind of goes with everything. It has some sandstone and some stone in it, much like the castle itself, but we used the stone as the primary source, both because we did like the design, but also because it definitely makes it easier to get the resources. Sandstone is a little bit harder to grab. So the other thing that I wanted to tell you guys is we did upgrade to 117. So we are upgraded. We have 117 blocks, and actually if you look really carefully, you can see them in the distance there. But we will fly over there. Alright, so we did upgrade to 117. We found some things. We've definitely started mining. Our mine app. One of the things that we did was we deleted all the region files for everything that wasn't actually used. So if we didn't actually build anything there, we deleted the region files so that we could get 1.17 near the village, because when 1.18 comes out, we're going to want to do that away from the village, because that's when you're going to get all the completely different world generation stuff. And so because of that, we wanted to go ahead and leave the faraway lands not generated yet. So we wanted to go ahead and get that 117 blocks and all those resources near our village. So we went ahead and deleted all the region files that weren't actually used. So now our mine actually, we just had to dig the mine out a little bit more, and now we're in a new region that actually has the copper blocks and the different things that are new. So we have copper, and we have we ran onto, well, we have some tuff, and we ran onto some of the crystals. So we have the smooth basalt, and we have amethyst shards and amethyst blocks and calcite, and then we have some of the deep slate and the cobbled deep slate. We have some deep slate ore blocks, and we have obviously ore blocks now, which are raw blocks, raw gold and raw iron, which is all a new thing, as well as copper. And I have some honeycomb here for waxing. And I actually captured some axolotls. And we have some glow ink sacks and some glow berries. We have some hanging roots and some dripstone, and we do have some moss blocks and some azaleas. So we found all of that stuff. We still have other resources to find that we haven't yet found. I haven't found any dripstone. I haven't found any drip leaf, and I think there's a couple other new blocks that you can indeed get in 117 that we don't have yet. But I've been out there collecting some stuff, and we'll be doing some more exploring shortly. All right. So this is another thing that we found. We found this this crystal, which is actually really close to this other fairly small crystal over here. So we can actually go ahead and mine both of these pretty easily. So I kind of plan on farming from here until I find a bigger one. Apparently they do come larger than what I've found, but I've brought some scaffolding over. So we're going to go ahead and build up some towers to make it easier to grab these resources, because obviously we need to be able to collect them easily. Alright, so I think that should allow me to get to any crystal that might grow to full size. If not, we can always add more, but I think that will take care of it. Let's go ahead and, just in case though, let's drop down a chest and add in a stack of scaffolding so that we have it in case we need it. But I think this is going to do. I think this is going to let us get to everywhere we might need to get, which is great. So we can come on by here and grow crystals anytime we want. You can also, if you don't know, you can silk touch any of them. So you can get silk touch of any of the sizes. We got a small and a large. Let's see, do we have a medium anywhere? No, it's still a large. There we go, and a medium. So if that's a large, can you get? No, you can't. So it's not really a large. So they're technically, when they're growing, they have 4 different sizes, but when you collect them, there's only 3. Seems kind of weird. But I guess it is what it is. Alright, so that is actually here. It's about 1,000 blocks from the village. And it is under the ocean, but I plan on building a way to get down here, and we'll see what we can do. So that is our amethyst farm as of now. Well, that's going to do it for us today, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We're going to be having more regular episodes than we've been doing over the last couple of months. I apologize again for that. And we will be also having episodes of the Sandbox Kids, so check that out. Should be a lot of fun. There's a lot of great players over there, and if you want to watch them live, I know there's several of them that do the streaming thing. Texas Toast and Red Baron and Nucci, and I can't remember the rest of them, but there's a whole bunch of people. And then at least one of them has a YouTube channel. I'll have to try to link it in the description, but do check them out because they're all amazing people. And also make sure you watch, if you're interested in watching live streams, facebook.com/theaterrapgaming. But until next time, remember folks, don't get trapped without me. Bye bye.